So, bringing you guys with me today. I am going to take a trip to see my private lender for one of my buildings. And one of the things that we're going to talk about later on as we get further to how I acquired my multi-units, is private lending. It's a pretty important part of the business because you always need money. Always need money. You can never have too much money. One of my mentors actually told me to, look for money even before you get the deal. And to be honest, that's something I haven't necessarily been doing because a part of me is self-conscious to the fact that, I don't have a deal. Why am I, talking to people about loaning me money for a deal that I don't have? And one of the things about this business is I think it's wise to look for money all the time because you never know who you're going to come across that has money, and you never know when you're going to need that person that has money. Because, deals, you could go dry with deals for a while, and then all of a sudden, a deal pops up and you don't have any money. So what's going to happen? Are you going to lose a deal because you don't have money, or have money and no deal, but the money's still there? I think it's better to have money and then worry about the deal as it comes. One thing in the real estate business is it's all about building relationships, and those relationships take you so far in the business. Like, you always treat your relationships like gold, because, like I said, you never know. You never know. But I met my private lender, this particular one, 2 years before I actually did business with them. And when I met them, I had no intention of making them my private lender or, even doing business together. It didn't even come to my mind. To be honest, I didn't even know that I wanted to take part in the multi-unit side of real estate investing. What I thought I wanted to do was to wholesale. That's something that you're always going to hear in the business. You have to wholesale to build up capital, and after you wholesale, you have to rehab, and after you rehab, you go to single-family investments. And then once you're familiar with single-family investments, is when you finally take part in multi-unit investing, and it's not necessarily true. When I started off, I used to go on a lot of events, a lot of meetups to network with people, and I came across this guy, and he started doing single-family investments before he rehabbed, before he wholesaled. And I went up to him to have a conversation just to, get in his mindset and see what that was like, see why he decided to do it that way. Because I thought that was amazing. He's doing what everyone thought is like the PhD of real estate before, masters, I should say, before actually, doing, wholesaling, which is like elementary school stuff, in the grand scheme of things, to compare it to something, not to belittle wholesaling, because there's people that build 6-figure or more businesses just from wholesaling. I think that's amazing, so shout outs to them. But this guy, I thought that was cool, So at the time, I didn't have the confidence, and I didn't think it was possible to, start off with multi-unit investing or even single family buy and hold investments, because I didn't have the capital. Then I discovered this thing called private lenders, and what private lending is basically, you reach out to a pool of your network, friends, families, coworkers, people that you had in the past, and you tell them what you're doing. Tell them, hey, are you interested in acquiring a property with me? And in exchange, you could either get equity or you could get interest payments from the property. There's never both. It's either one of interest or equity. And with this particular private lender, they chose interest. They didn't want anything to do with the property. And everyone's situation is different in life and in business. So the reason why this worked out fine is because, I found out what they wanted. We had that relationship that built up for over 2 years, and they knew and liked me. If it was just a average Joe Blow coming for them on the street, and it was like, hey, I have this 32-unit property. I've been doing this business for years. I know what I'm doing. I have a good team. I don't think this investor would taken that lightly and would have been interested in the property, just because of the fact that they didn't know them. Everything that person said may have been true, but they didn't know them. So, what's the point? How am I gonna put my hard-earned cash into someone that I just met, that I don't know, that I'm not even really sure if I like this person or not? And that's why networking in the business is important. Like I mentioned, I've known this person for over 2 years. We're going on 3 now. And, I want to be able to continue to build a better relationship, a stronger relationship with this person, because in business, like I said, you never know. My motto was to always treat people the same. It doesn't matter if they're rich, poor, if they're starting the business, or whatever it may be. Some people may consider that a waste of time, and to want to go after the big dogs, the people that they know have money. And I get that. You don't want to waste time. You just want to go after what you're going after. But I don't really view life like that. I don't really think you should be selfish with your gifts. I don't think you should use people for what they have. I'll probably miss out on tons of business because, I would choose to spend time with people to help them get to the next level. Because that's just one thing I believe in. I don't feel like someone should struggle and fight and give their best to something and, no one help them. So I'm always trying to be that helping hand. But if there's one thing that I would give for a tip in real estate is to, just go out there and network. Even if you are introvert, you're shy, you don't like talking to people, just put yourself out there. Just go to as much meetup, network events as you could, and you never know what that one person that you meet is gonna offer you. In this particular case, private lending and that helped me acquire one of my properties. But you never know. So always network, always show love to people, always stick up for the underdog, and just be a friendly person. If you're somebody that people always want to be around, that you show effort, no matter what business you choose, I think you could go far. So I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Thank you for watching, and until next time.